The last broadcast wasn't supposed to air. It was October 31st, 1987. Channel 13, a small independent station in rural Pennsylvania. At 11:58 p.m., something interrupted the scheduled programming. What happened in those 4 minutes and 32 seconds has never been explained. The screen went black. Then, static. Not the familiar snow of a lost signal, but something else. Something that writhed and pulsed with an almost organic rhythm. And then she appeared. A woman. Pale. Too pale. Her skin had the waxy quality of something that had been underwater for far too long. Her hair hung in wet, dark strands that seemed to move on their own, even though she stood perfectly still. But it was her eyes that people remembered most. Black. Completely black. Like looking into empty wells. She stood in what appeared to be a flooded basement. Water up to her knees. A single bare light bulb swung overhead, casting shadows that didn't quite match her movements. Behind her, barely visible in the darkness, were shapes. Other figures, standing motionless in the water. For 30 seconds, she just stared. Directly at the camera. Directly at everyone watching. People later reported feeling like she was looking specifically at them. Into their homes. Into their souls. Then she spoke. Her voice was wrong, like multiple voices layered over each other, slightly out of sync. Some high, some impossibly low. I've been waiting for you. The camera slowly began to zoom in, closer, closer to her face. As it did, viewers noticed details they wished they hadn't seen. Her skin wasn't just pale, it was translucent in places, dark veins visible underneath. Her lips were blue, cracked, and when she smiled, her teeth were filed to points. "Do you remember me?" she asked, tilting her head at an unnatural angle. "You should. I remember all of you." The figures behind her began to move, slowly stepping forward through the water. Their faces came into the light one by one, each one showing different stages of decay. "We've been down here so long," the woman continued. "In the cold, in the dark. But tonight we can come up." She raised one hand. Her fingers were too long. The joints bent in too many places. She pointed directly at the camera. "We're coming to visit. One by one. We know where you live. We've always known." The camera continued its slow zoom until her face filled the entire screen. Her black eyes growing larger and larger. And in the reflection of those eyes, people swore they could see themselves. See their own homes, their own rooms. Then she whispered something that made blood run cold. She said a name, a different name for each person watching. Hundreds reported hearing their own name spoken in that terrible, layered voice. The screen went black for exactly 13 seconds. When the regular programming resumed, it was as if nothing had happened. But it had. In the days that followed, people who watched the broadcast reported things. Wet footprints appearing in their homes. The smell of standing water in the middle of the night. Shadows in their peripheral vision that looked like figures standing in water. And some people disappeared. 17 in total. All of them had watched the broadcast. They were found weeks later, in different locations, always near water. Always with the same expression of terror frozen on their faces. And their skin pale and waxy, like they'd been underwater. The station denied everything, said no such broadcast occurred. But too many people had seen it. Too many people had recorded it on their VCRs. Except when they played back the tapes, there was nothing there, just static. And sometimes, if you listened very carefully to that static, you could hear water dripping and voices, whispering names. The station shut down 3 months later. The building was demolished. But people say if you're driving through that part of Pennsylvania late at night and you scan through the channels, sometimes on Channel 13, you'll see static, And if you watch long enough, she'll appear again. Still waiting, still watching, still calling names. The last broadcast never really ended. It's still out there, still searching. And if you hear your name, don't look behind you.